Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's project is a whipped sugar scrub, and as you can see here I have some honey containers or a honey jar where you would typically store your honey, and it comes with this wooden honey spoon, and I thought it would be a great idea to make a whipped sugar scrub fragrance with honey. This is another little container that I found, and I thought it was really cute. I think it makes a great gift. And then you have this very classic kind of jam container here that I thought would fit to this project as well. I made some stickers and printed it out on my printer. It says honey sugar scrub, and I want to see what we can do with it. Moving on to the procedure, so what we need is a scale to measure out our ingredients and a container. I like to use stainless steel. You can also use glass or plastic, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you have enough space to whip it and that the container is sturdy enough. And then our main ingredient for this recipe here, for our sugar scrub, is going to be this foaming bath butter. Mine comes from Stevenson. I'm sure you can find also other brands, and it comes in a plastic container, so it's really practical for use. Basically, I turn it around and then I press the bottom to get it out. So we need for this recipe 500 grams of this foaming bath butter. And the foaming bath butter is a soap base that is especially designed so you can whip it. So this is really fantastic if you want to make sugar scrubs or body soufflés or even shaving soap. This is a fantastic soap base. Also, if you want to make some soap frosting with melt and pour soap and so forth, it's also a good choice to use this foaming bath butter. And then for our use, I'm going to chop it into little chunks or cubes so it will be easier for me to whip. I need just a little bit more here to get to the 500 grams. And then we are moving on to the next ingredient, which is shea butter. And this is how shea butter comes here. This one is unrefined. You have also the refined one. The difference is that the refined one is a bit lighter in color and it doesn't smell as much as this one here, which has a nutty smell to it. It doesn't bother me. I think that if you fragrance it, you won't notice really a difference. So I'm going to be adding 50 grams of shea butter, and also here I'm cutting it in small pieces so it will be easier for me to whip it. And then I just add it to the foaming bath butter. I find that shea butter is a fantastic ingredient for skincare. It is very moisturizing and it has a very nice feel on the skin. So once you are done with your sugar scrub, not only does your skin feel exfoliated, but also it leaves your skin nourished after your shower, so you won't need to put cream on your body. Now moving on to the whipping, I have here my mixer and it has two very sturdy whisks here. You want to have something really stable so that your whisks are not breaking, so I absolutely recommend this kind of whisks here. Some of you might have a KitchenAid. If this works, that's very well too, because then you don't have to do it manually. I like to do it that way, even though it takes a little bit patience, but believe me, it's totally worth it. So you want to start by slowly start to mix it, and then you just keep going and you will see that the mixture is going to increase in volume as you go along. In the picture down here, you can see me doing another kind of scrub. It was a pink peony scrub I made some weeks ago. And if you're interested to see the entire procedure, the entire video of the making of this one, I will put an info card here in the right corner, so you can go ahead and watch this one too. So while you are mixing, from time to time you just want to make sure that everything is really incorporated in your mixture. So you can take a spatula and then just check your bottom and make sure that everything is really very well blended before you continue mixing. Once you see that your mixture is forming peaks, then it is time to move on to the next step, which is the adding of the sugar and the other ingredients, and then you just give it a quick mix. And now we move on to the coloration. So if you want to put color in it, I'm using this doubloon Gold Mica, that's how it's called. It comes from You Make It Up. And what I like to do is start with a little bit, because you can always add more, but you can never take back. So you just add your mica to the mixture. I'm using a spatula holder here. I think it's very, very practical and handy. And then just give it a mix again with the mixer. It definitely needs more color. As you can see it, you can hardly tell that it is colored at all, so I'm just adding a little bit more to give just a little coloration. It doesn't need to be like a big deal, you know, but a little gold kind of honey color I think would really fit to this project here. So that looks definitely better. Just take your time, make really sure that everything is mixed in and all the soap is uniformly colored. Just giving it a little bit more color here. You probably can't tell on camera, but this is now a beautiful honey type of color. We don't want to exaggerate it. So the texture is really awesome. That's okay now for the mixing. So I'm gonna scrape everything from the sides of the bowl here, making sure that everything is evenly colored. And this is a very fluffy, creamy texture. You could just leave it as is and use it as a shower cream or a shower soap, whatever, and it would be absolutely awesome. But we are going to add the sugar to it, 700 grams. As you can see, I have a mixture of brown sugar as well as normal white sugar, and I'm just gonna put it in, fold it in by hand first, making sure that everything combines with the soap base. Take your time to do this, there's no rush. Make sure that there are no clumps, no sugar clumps in it, and everything is really nicely incorporated. And then optional is to add some fragrance to it. I chose a fragrance oil from scent Perfique. It's called Dark Honey and Tobacco. I absolutely love it. I use it also for my spicy honey soap. I call it spicy honey because it smells like a honey, but there's also spice in it, so it's really, really cool, and it's unisex as well. So once you're happy with the mixture, you want to go ahead and just add your fragrance oil to it, depending on the usage rates that you get from your supplier. I'm using about 7.5 or 8 milliliters of fragrance oil for this amount here, which is okay. You want to make sure that you mix it well. When I'm happy that everything is nicely combined, I just want to give it a final mix with the mixer so that I'm really sure that it is very well distributed. It gives an additional fluffiness to the batter, so that's a very good point. And it just ends off nicely. And you will see here, this is a really awesome texture. You will notice once you use this, it's not just a regular peeling, but it's also nourishing, and it's a soap at the same time, so it has a really nice slip on the skin as well, and it leaves your skin really soft and moisturized also after showering. Good, so we are definitely ready to put our mixture in the jars, the special jars, but you can use any container. I just thought that it would be cute to use this honey type of glass jar and see how it turns out. So I start by putting with a spatula the mixture at the bottom and press against the wall so you don't have holes going on, and it's evenly distributed. That's a 500 gram jar, so it's a sugar scrub for a very large person or somebody that can use it for a really long time. I'm using a kitchen roll here just to make it look a little bit more appealing. That's just an aesthetic thing. And then your scrub is ready. That's a cool gift, yeah. With a spoon on top, why not? And then we had this little container, this little honey container. It's not transparent, so you don't get to see what is inside. It can be also a nice surprise. You could also use a preservative when you're doing this recipe here. In this video I'm not using any, since the foaming bath butter already contains a preservative, but you certainly can, 0.5% of the mixture. And then moving on to the last glass container. Smells amazing, by the way. It's a bit difficult to find a way to make it look appealing on top of the product, let's say. So I suddenly had an idea while I was making the video. And like last week I made these bubble scoops with these ice cream spoons, or I don't know exactly how you want to call it. So I thought, let's give it a try. Yeah, why not? Looks cool. And then I have some left over, so I can make some additional containers. Just gonna grab the containers I used a couple of weeks ago for the coffee sugar scrub. If you're interested to see that one, I'm gonna link it up in the right hand corner here. And now I'm gonna use the ice cream scoop to fill these other plastic containers here. Okay, this is another possibility of how you could package it. Now moving on to the last step, we want to add the stickers that I made, especially for this project here. It says honey sugar scrub. So let's see. Yeah, it's cute, very cute. Got two of those here. And then the big glass jar, we're gonna add a sticker as well on top. And then for the last yellow container. I think this turned out quite cute. What do you think? And for the small one, we don't need to use a sticker since it already has a sticker on it and it's already decorated. So here you have them all. It's a fun project that you could do, very easy. I really hope you enjoyed this video and hope to see you around for another one very soon. And I wish you a wonderful day. Bye bye.